All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your morning minute. The day after the Cowboys had a historic 40-39 comeback victory. I've talked about it a lot. They were the first of 441 teams to have their defense give up 39 points, not force any turnovers, and still end up winning the game. So shout out to Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense. But this video is about the curious case of the missing tank from the arsenal. We have to wonder what's going on with DeMarcus Lawrence. In week one, he played the second most amount of snaps as far as edge rushers. He played 46 snaps. That was second to Aldon Smith. He had just one tackle. He had a pass deflection. Pro Football Focus did credit him with 2 quarterback hurries, but it was altogether a pretty quiet game. And then in this contest against the Atlanta Falcons, when they could really use his help, the Cowboys have only had 2 sacks over the first 2 games. He was really missing in action. We didn't see him down the stretch. Heck, we might not have seen him at all in the second half. He was seen. There were reports that he was massaging his knee in the first half. He did not play in the second half, according to everything that I saw. I was looking for him, but I could not watch him on every play. And obviously, the all 22 is an issue. They didn't come out with it until Thursday last week. Hopefully, the NFL will be a little bit quicker, and we can truly analyze whether he's having a true impact. But he had about 5 tackles. He had 2 solos, 3 assists, no pressures on the quarterback again, no quarterback hits, no sacks. So that's none over the first 2 games. But the biggest thing, he only played in 28 snaps. That's 37% of the defensive snaps for the Cowboys. Aldon Smith played more, Everson Griffin played more. And again, he was not out there down the stretch when he could have really helped. So the question is, was he injured? We don't know, because no reporter in the euphoria after the game asked Mike McCarthy whether or not Lawrence was hurt. And of course, because of COVID, it's not an open locker room anymore. So whereas there would have been reporters around his locker, and everybody knows that Tank Lawrence is one of the best quotes that the Cowboys can actually have in those post-game interviews, nobody was able to ask him. They did not present him to the media. Ezekiel Elliott talked, Jalen Smith talked, of course, Dak Prescott talked, Amari Cooper talked, but there was no DeMarcus Lawrence. And that's going to rotate, so that's not the biggest issue. But again, because there was no access to the locker room, they couldn't talk to DeMarcus Lawrence. So we don't really know what's going on, except he was there in the post-game locker room presenting the game ball to Mike McCarthy. And he did, it was only a couple steps, but he did walk over to Mike McCarthy, didn't seem to be in any kind of pain. He was front and center in the circle. So we really don't know what's going on, but that's the biggest question mark heading into the week. Okay, not the biggest question mark. The biggest question mark is whether Tyron Smith is going to be able to come back from this neck injury anytime soon, or whether they're going to have to end up putting him on IR. But the biggest question for the defense right now is what's going on with Tank Lawrence. Cowboys have paid him a lot of money. They're making a transition to a multiple front where he has to go back and forth between having his hand in the dirt and being able to stand up in a 2-point stance. That transition, we heard a little bit of talk about it, the difference in the pressure on your knees versus your hips, of where you're bending and how you're getting to the quarterback and how you come out of your stance and all of those sorts of things. So it's a learning process. Hopefully it's just a snag in that, and it's not a serious injury or anything like that that's going to keep him sidelined or be a detriment to the defense moving forward. But everybody wants to know what is going on with the curious case of the missing tank. So that's it for your morning minute. Make sure you're subscribing on patreon.com/catchthisfade so that you do not miss any of Patrick and myself. We come to you with 2 shows a week, every Tuesday, every Friday. If you're a friend of the show tier, you actually get early access to all of our shows with full video. So make sure you're subscribing again at patreon.com/catchthisfade. That's it.